So, my people, all is not well in the southeast too. I don't even know why all this are going on. What Nigerian government is really doing with Nigerian military, what they are doing in southeast is really very, very unfair. Our troops of Nigerian military raided over 300 communities in southeast. They displaced 180,000 residents. Reports don't review this. They say the military authority who have been condemned for the militarization of the region were accused of burning down over 6,000 houses and displacing at least 180,000 residents. The Nigerian military, in its continued onslaught on the southeast states, have allegedly raided no fewer than 300 Igbo communities under the guise of, fishing out members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB members. A new report have reviewed. The military authorities who have been condemned for the militarization of the region were accused of burning down over 6,000 houses and displacing at least 180,000 residents. The reports were released on Sunday by the International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law. In that society, and titled Nigeria Ocean of Innocent Blood Flowing in the East and the Human Rights Made in Nigeria. The new report chronic the secret arrest and trial of Southeast residents in 7 states of Niger, Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Kaduna, Zamfara, and FCT Abuja, while alleging that other residents were dumped to die or subjected to kangaroo trials inside Wawa Army cantonment in Niger State. The report partly read, the ocean of innocent blood flowing in the East represents graphic, shocking, and chilling accounts of the Nigerian military and other security forces, police crack squads, the secret police, the sub-state Ato killer, the vigilantes and killer government task forces, switch and terror, armed state Ato conduct atrocities in the East since August 2015. It further captures the untold story of what is going on in the region with regard to violent criminal activities by armed non-state actors, including government-linked and non-government-linked armed non-state actors. Relatedly, the human rights made in Nigeria is a compilation of relevant and available local, the regional and international human rights, humanitarian and universal human rights, and the rule of law, complain legal provisions and safeguard regulating the lawful and unlawful conduct and activities of armed citizens in Nigeria, or any part, therefore, including armed state actors and armed non-state actors and their commanders or leaders, aiders, and abattoirs. Ocean of innocent blood flowing in the East is fundamentally targeted at exposing external and internal forces found to have been responsible for the present war zone situation of the Southeast and the South-South regions of eastern Nigeria. The war zone, state of public and citizens' security and safety, and their properties include their egregious human rights violations and abuses, mass and targeted killings, and property burnings outside the law, body lacerations, abductions, disappearances, torture, and other inhuman or degrading testament or punishments, and security sector duty post corruption, particularly military the police and parliamentary, roadblock and barracks, as extortions and other atrocities by armed non-actor, non-state actors. Many non-state actors involved are found to have been procured and clandestinely sponsored by external state actors and their conspiratorial external state actors, both armed and unarmed, including some past and present public office holders within and outside eastern Nigeria, particularly in the southeast. Intellectually and for socially identified in the murder report, the ocean of innocent blood flowing in the southeast are two sets of egregious crimes against the defenseless persons, their properties, and the society, namely state actor crimes or state actor generated insecurity and other unsafe conditions, and non-state actor crimes or non-state actor generated insecurity and other unsafe conditions. The above highlighted heinous crimes are severely punishable and actively controllable under Nigerian's criminal, human rights and humanitarian law or provisions and their safeguards, including the treaty laws and Nigerians' regional and international obligations. Tens of thousands of defenseless citizens and their properties in the East have been killed or wantonly destroyed outside the law since August 2015 and controversially labeled gunned down IPOB/ESN terrorists, oil thieves. The Nigerian Defense Headquarters, for instance, had on December 5th, 2024, claimed that it killed 666 IPOB/ESN terrorists from January to December 2024 alone. The ocean of innocent blood flowing in eastern Nigeria is a catalog of how officers and personnel of the armed forces, army, Air Force and Navy, the police, and the DSS use IPOB, ESN, Biafra, terrorism as a pretext to secretly massacre 22,500 unarmed civilians and openly killed 9,800 others, totaling over 32,300. This is between August 2015 and December 2024. Over 300 Igbo communities were raided, 6,000 civilian houses razed, 180,000 displaced, 1 million forced to abandon their homes and flee, 450 billion defenseless civilian properties lost to military burnings and destructions, 3 trillion, presently about $2 billion or previously about $5 billion corruptly seized and illicitly pocketed at roadblocks and other gunpoints. In statistical conclusion, therefore, all the above indicated that the deployed Nigerian security forces, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Police, DSS, the sub-state actor vigilantes, and parliamentaries in the southeast atrociously killed members of defenseless civilian population, dominated by Igbo citizens, more than twice higher than 32,300. These killed by armed criminal entities. 14,500 who the security forces are deployed with public arms and funds to fish out, prosecute, and stop from harming them. The deployed security force and their officers and personnel at high command were also found to have violently seized, illicitly pocketed by way of extortion and looting criminal monies and other properties over 3 trillion naira belonging to defenseless Easterners, almost 6 times higher than those seized and stolen by criminal entities. 550 billion The drafted security forces were further found to have burned down or destroyed civilian houses and other properties, 450 billion, over 7 times higher than those burned down or destroyed by criminal entities, about 60 billion. The reports were prepared by a criminologist and a chairman of board of Intersociety, Emeka, and a team of lawyers, Chidinma, Wegwomo, Chinwe, Amochi, and Obiajoro, Igboli, okay, and Ndidiamaka Bernard. This is really sad. So guys, I'm dropping it here. What's your take on this? Kindly drop your comments below the comment section. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video, let it go viral. Let Nigerians understand what is happening in this country.